Hello, what's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so it is time to get back into all things Loki Season 2, Episode 3. And the two coming in, talking all about it with me, of course, we got Liza Timely is a Menace. How's it going tonight, AK?
I'm all right, Ben. I was trying to type faster than you were talking, but it didn't work out. I had to change up the name, man, because there's a new villain has entered the chat. And we need to talk about this villain. I'm sending her straight to Azkaban immediately.
Menace sentence to Azkaban. Absolutely. We're going to talk about it because she was getting a little out of she was out of
a little.
So, oh my goodness. It was just Speaking of crazy psycho AI, what's happening tonight, fandom? How we doing?
Yo, what is good, everyone? Cannot wait to talk about the third episode of Loki, from Victor Timely to Mrs. Minutes. Oh my gosh, you can't trust these AIs, man.
Nope.
Was it? Oh, how dope was it? We called some things. We talked about some things. It looks like this season might be going exactly how we said it was going to go, and I'm here for it. I can't wait to talk about it. Let's get into it. Loki Season 2, Episode 3, and this one's simply called 1893. And I like how the opening credits just rolled playing that old-timey music, just getting me right in the right frame of mind right out of the gate for this episode. That was tight, the different music they did right from the opening credits. And it was crazy for me seeing that form in my hometown, Chi-Town, like that, and that little shantytown style. Like at some point way back when, it could have actually looked something like that. That kind of blows my mind. Like anybody that's been to Chicago and seen like that one horse buggy.
Oh yeah, from Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that would be wild. I don't know why that kind of blew me away. But it may have been small, but there were like still people with horse and buggy and like kids running and playing in the streets. Like those time doors just seem to open up anywhere to let them walk through. Like, what about people who saw that happen? Like, I don't care how long ago it was. There's still Chicago. Like, if there's magical doors just popping up, people walking through, somebody saw something. So are those people just like considered crazy for life, AK? Like, not to be taken serious, or what?
I mean, back then, honestly, it depends on who they told. And also depends on who they are. If it was just some random like group of chicks walking around, they started saying all this shit was happening, and that they would end up in a mental ward.
She's a witch.
Because yeah, exactly. That is exactly what would happen. So yeah, I mean, perhaps mayhaps some people did see it, but they were smart enough to keep quiet about it.
I mean, not really. From what we see in the newspapers, and people were spotting like Mrs. Minutes and stuff.
Well, okay, but she was making herself be spotted, though. She was literally haunting the town.
I mean, yeah, that was insane. But so are these guys. Like I said, I mean, you can't pop these doors up into like some back alley or in like some little nook and cranny.
Didn't they pop up in an alley?
No, they're just right.
In this episode, no. With Renslayer, she didn't pop up in no alley.
Both of them.
Oh yeah, Renslayer. Well, perhaps there's something with the time door that if you're not staring directly at it, then maybe you can't perceive it. I don't know. It could be some random trickery there.
That just seems like madness to me. Like, these doors be popping up all over and nobody's saying nothing. Like, I mean, like, mommy, look.
I mean,
like,
well, it is the TVA. This is what they're known for doing.
But then again, like normally when they're about to, redo something or prune someone, they normally like unwind time as if they never were there.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, yeah, there was no like rewinding of time.
No,
they just like appeared.
Yeah, there was some things. Yeah. Sure.
Well, they didn't make us wait too long before finally bringing her back. We get our Miss Minutes, and she is just as creepy and mysterious as ever. I was just right out of the gate, like, here you go. Oh, so you both get points for calling it. When I asked last week when I asked in the first episode we streamed where Miss Minutes was, fandom said maybe with Renslayer, and AK added perhaps she went to another Kang variant, and the next in line to get him back up to top. So kudos to both of you for nailing it right in the head.
I thank you.
Well done, you. And I'll just take a quick humble brag for being right about the reason that they cleaned out the armory. We saw last
brush shoulders off.
They did indeed decide to ignore the judgment and try to prune all the extra timelines they could. So, nailing it all the way through. Well done, everybody. But I love when Renslayer told Mrs. Minutes to hide because she doesn't exactly blend in, so she just decides to turn black and white. Like the fact that
I have to rewind and like, wait a minute.
First of all, see.
To hide.
This is the problem with this damn clock. Your attitude, bitch. First of all, fix it.
Oh my god!
She comes straight out with the petty, and normally I like a good petty, but she doing too much.
Oh, she was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe that. She's like, you know,
Renslayer just looked at her like, you know what, bitch, never mind. Just get in the fucking bag.
the fact that you're a floating cartoon has nothing to do with it. The black and
Son.
white takes care of everything. Well done. Like, oh my god, I was dying.
Yeah, they won't notice nothing now.
So did I miss something, or is like Miss Minutes a liar? Because she just told Renslayer that he who remains is dead, but now she's saying for doing this, she'll get to be right by his side when he's back up on top of the TVA. So is she just talking about the new variant that they're trying to prop up, or is she just basically lying to Renslayer to get her to do what she wants?
Well, it seems like this Victor Timely may end up becoming the He Who Remains. That's what they were kind of like portraying.
I think that's what she wants to push it to.
Yeah,
she's trying to make him be the next one to get to that point in the Kang timeline.
Well, what's kind of my point about it is she knows that he's dead, but she's like trying to push this one to be one. Are we just seeing the beginning of him? I don't think this is a variant. I think this is him. I think this is his beginning. Just like
I don't think it.
Because I'm still confused. Because I thought like the He Who Remains was that 31st century Kang that ended up like weaponizing Goliath. Because if so, then it can't be this 1893.
That's He Who Remains. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's trying to get Timely to that point of of that variation of Kang, but this isn't the same one. Like the Council of Kangs. Think about all that. They're all Kangs from different variations of branches in the timelines.
But they've been, and especially this one's been jumping around through the timeline, which is something else we're going to talk about later.
He has been, but there's one key thing with Timely that I think was added in just for the show to help show the variation of him, and that is his speech pattern. That's why we know for sure this is a different one. Because he has that very pronounced stutter.
When he was talking in front of everybody else, like being the showman he was, but when he was alone,
really? It was like throughout the entire episode.
It's still there. Yeah, it's still there the whole time.
I think when he was alone with Renslayer, he was that thick with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the very first episode, I was like, I think we're seeing that last episode in this episode because I think it's all an Ouroboros and it's all just going to be one circular. It starts where it ends. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like we're seeing the start of He Who Remains, and maybe he started out as Victor Timely, and through time, like, I don't know, maybe he learned to talk different or killed the stutter. I don't know.
I mean, it is possible to fix a speech impediment, but that it honestly depends on what frame of time you're in, because back then I don't think they had the know-how or the study of speech patterns like this to go through any exercises to try to fix that. Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter about this time because he can go through any time. And then
but he's not there yet. I would need to see a little more information for me to believe that this is He Who Remains.
You say he's not there yet, but we see him at the end. So, I mean, he could have been.
We see him at the end, yeah, but there's how many other Kangs that we are going to see at the end. That doesn't mean that this is not the same one.
Yeah. The two things that make me think so, or that kind of got me on this thought, was one, we see that when Renslayer drops him the thing, that's the sacred timeline. That's not a variant timeline. That's not anything there. That's the sacred timeline. So that's, for one, that really got me going. Like, if this is like the way it starts and no matter whatever happens, this is the real one. Like, I think that might be the He Who Remains where he started. He had to get her and Miss Minutes to give him to this book to get this thing started for this whole perpetual thing. That's why he died, so he can get his next thing coming, and he knows it's an Ouroboros. It's always starting and ending. And
unless it's something that Victor Timely does that creates a timeline, and that timeline is like the He Who Remains timeline.
Do what now?
That is something that's possible, but there's because I told you guys what his original ancestry is, which is actually it's very interesting that Chicago even look like this here, because that's a very big change from Kang's actual origin. So there's more things to come in. I think that we can't call just yet. Because this is not the Chicago World Fair back then. Yeah, Kang doesn't originate from that in the comics.
Or in episode 6, he just removes the mustache and like, oh, he remains his entire time.
Removes the mustache, pulls off the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Because
I mean, his name is Timely, so yeah.
Totally I'm sitting there racking my brain. I was like, what was the second thing that had me going right there? I totally like spaced it, but it'll come back. We see, of course, that it's a young Victor Timely to who they're having a TVA manual delivered. And so is this the Ouroboros? Like I was saying, he who remains is about to be killed by Sylvie, so he has Miss Minutes tell Renslayer to give his book, I'm sure purposely. Basically, he had OB write it and then be delivered later to a younger version of himself so he can come back even stronger and wiser and basically just keep the motion going. The Ouroboros going like a circle of time, just keeps going forever and ever. How else are all these people alive for just millennia and hundreds of years? That's the other thing that's kind of blowing me away. The timelines that everybody's saying for millennia and decades, and even Renslayer, I'm the one who kept it going for eons. Like, how
time runs differently.
Well, the TVA, I don't think time flows at all really in the TVA. That's why we have all those clocks up. That's just so they can see what the time is where they're going. I think they are completely cut off from actual time. That's why none of them age the way they should. And plus their memories get wiped all the damn time too. So they don't know how far back they go either.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, everybody getting their mind wiped. I mean, that's a huge thing. And of course, and it hasn't seen OB's the one that doesn't. But again, what is OB? Is he even human? I mean, is he real? What is he?
Yeah, that's still up in there. I'm still in the camp that he's not human, or if he is, he's enhanced in some way. What if he's a program like Miss Minutes?
And how hyped would Miss Minutes be to find out that he actually did give an AI a body, just not to her because he knew she was psycho?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it wouldn't be hyped. She wouldn't be hyped at all. No, she would be pissed.
Real pissed. That's what I'm saying. She would be.
That would be interesting. You know what would be funny though, since you put that in my brain? She could just start going off an OB because OB don't get pressed about anything. Even when we're all about to die, he's still like the most nonchalant dude in the world. He'll probably have some program switched by his desk and just go click, and she shuts off. Oh, well, that could have been a thing. No. OB is just gonna shut her down, which is kind of hilarious.
That'd be funny. We got to see that a Miss Minutes OB comparison, because she even said like she was above him. She was the one who kept everything running, and he just did maintenance checks every couple of years.
Yeah, he doesn't have her security clearance, so that's going to be interesting.
OB said the loom is growing out of control again because the branches Doc's pruned are growing back. How? I mean, is it like pruning bushes? Every once in a while you have to go back and prune it back again, like to keep it looking nice? Like they just said this whole time they've been pruning timelines, and that's the end of it. Now all of a sudden they just pruned all these timelines, but these timelines are growing back. Like, what the hell?
Maybe it's like a bonsai tree. Like you have to prune them a certain way, or perhaps in a certain order. She just went through, and because she knew she was about to get caught, and just bomb everything that you can. We've been exposed. Yeah. That wasn't the way to go, Lysa. Lysa keep getting people killed, and it don't work. It don't ever work out for her.
Yeah, but this is something that's never been discussed or talked about before. Like they just pruned timelines, that was it, and they went about their business and kept, went on to the next one. Like, why are all of a sudden?
This has been like more scale? Like, yeah, about to say, like it's more than normal.
Yeah, I think that big blast, all of those things cut, snip like that at one time. That's like too much residual energy still left out there, or that's what I'm guessing. So I don't know. Hopefully they explain it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have all these time bombs that always worked before, timelines pruned, but all of a sudden these were only partially pruned. Just weird to me. Weird. And they won't explain it. That's just like, oh, no, they didn't before, now they do, and just take it. But they're behind the blast doors. So again, the blast doors can't open. What good are these blast doors if they can't survive a blast? Like, why even have them? So aren't they pretty much safe inside the TVA no matter what happens?
I don't know. There's what is that they said that there were there's too much some type of energy that's blasting off because of all the extra timelines and their energy that they're giving off. Like the door was almost like caving in. So I think if whatever's outside there from the loom that seeps in too much, yeah, they're gonna have some problems.
That's so crazy. What's up, J. Cruz? I see you out there. Yeah, it's man. What'd you think of this episode? Because they just kept feeding us and feeding us. It was actually
There's a lot.
Yeah, these blast doors. What's going on? And then they need to find Miss Minutes to get things working again, but she gone. So even Mobius is a little hesitant about like finding Renslayer. Like last time they all met up, she tried to kill them both. And on that note, I have a question. Why is Loki so hell-bent on saving the TVA in the first place? Like, this place has done nothing but screw him and try to prune him multiple times. Why does he care one way or the other?
The man has realized the importance of the TVA.
Bullshit. He could literally take his ass back to Asgard right now.
Oh,
no, I feel like this is sensitive Loki again that we're getting to here. This is him not wanting, he's remembering all of his misadventures with Thor, because even though, yeah, he hates his brother, but still he loves his brother. And he doesn't have a tag team partner for the tomfoolery anymore. But he had that with Sylvie. And he's trying to get that back. You see, every time that she tries to run away, he's like, no, wait, don't leave it. It's harder for me to stay here if you're gone and you're not here. So I think he's just in his feelings. He's being the Loki that we know. He's being a diva.
I think he was just saying it's harder to stay than go, but we should stay because we need to do the hard thing right now. But yeah,
I don't think he's nearly that dedicated. He's trying to make himself think he is, but even the old boy was popping off at the mouth, and he needed to shut up when he was doing it. He didn't speak a whole lot of lies when he was cussing Loki out.
No.
What's his name? Brad?
Yeah, but X5. Yeah. Brad Wolf. But they've made a point to say a couple times this season that Loki's a famous flip-flopper. He's been known back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. He was talking shit, but he wasn't lying.
Loki might be legitimately concerned about all the variants, about all his own variants, maybe?
About his own.
No, there's only one variant he cares about, and that's freaking
just Sylvie.
Sylvie, that's it.
Sylvie, yeah, pretty much. Well, he might like the
and the other ones he met in the
his 5-man Loki team.
Yeah.
Well, all over the Loki note, Loki's famous for always saying, "I am Loki. I am burdened with glorious purpose." So is the MCU going to turn that glorious purpose into becoming the ruler of all time itself? Like Sylvie doesn't seem to want the responsibilities, so is Loki going to end up taking up that mantle?
They seem to be like gearing that way.
Kind of, right?
But at the same time, I don't know. It could like be a reverse on us.
They might be going for that, but I don't see how they could keep a character like Loki in place like that. Loki will get bored very quickly because there's not always going to be these huge misadventures to go on.
Being the master of all time, how do you can't what bored? I mean, there's nothing you can't do.
But if you're going into the timelines with all of Loki's shenanigans and tomfoolery, that's only gonna be fun for him after a while, and then things are gonna be all screwed up again because it's Loki. He's gonna get bored. He's gonna want to do more things. He's gonna start really looking at it as a job. And he is not going to want to sit there and just be in that spot and do that job.
Maybe. I don't know. If he sees the importance of it now and sees like that is the true power. Like, I mean, you are the ruler of all.
Nah, bro. That ain't Loki Stilo in the long run. Nah.
I just feel like they are kind of gearing it up that way, but we'll see. But I love the plot convenience this show can bring. I mean, just over and over. Loki asks, where do we start looking? And he's like, the very large city of Chicago. How are you going to find anything? And Mobius is like, we just need to do a little legwork, search for clues. Something will come up. Instantly, the paperboy starts yelling about the ghost clock. I was just like, geez. I know we're on a set time.
And they just all of a sudden have currency of that time that he could buy the newspaper. Like, bro, what does that just like come up in your pockets? Like when y'all go through the time door, does all that shit just flip on?
Well, I mean, they had time to get dressed in the right apparel, so maybe they grabbed some cash JIC, but I don't know,
Why
just the
would they have
convenience of the
money
show.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because plot.
Exactly. So Loki and Mobius see a sign that says temporal on it, and no, it just can't be a coincidence. So they're sure that they're going to find Renslayer there. And Renslayer sneaks Miss Minutes in with a bag, and Miss Minutes wants out, but why? Like, isn't she smart enough to know everybody's going to lose their shit the second they see her?
Exactly.
I mean, she's already been in the paper. Like, she kind of like, she actually kind of reminds me of the AI program that was in the 100. She has an agenda.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Okay, but you see the comparison though, right?
Yeah.
She has an agenda and she can only see that agenda. Never mind, she's not dealing with people that are made like her that can just go and keep doing what they need to do. No, these are humans. Humans need breaks. Humans have to stop and eat, have to stop and sleep. You can't surprise them with the fucking black and white ghost clock flying around because that's not what's supposed to happen on Earth in front of their eyes. So yeah,
Mrs. Minutes become an Allie. Oh my God.
Miss Minutes is literally Allie 1.0. Like this is the prototype right here.
Oh man. Well, speaking of great characters, I mean, how about this Victor Timely? Like, so great. Like, people seem to be perfectly divided. They either love this character or hate it. I mean, which shows me he nailed it. Like that version of Kang. What's up?
No, go ahead. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, that version of Kang, it's just like you're gonna have to play that many variations of the same character. Get jiggy with it, man. I for one loved it. I was here for it. He was just this is an insane character.
I knew he was gonna give us greatness with Kang once I found out that he did the voices for all of the robots that were the what the hell were they called? The four statues that they found out were robots, the Time Lords or whatever of the TVA, the Timekeepers. Yeah, all of those different voices was Jonathan Majors. And and there's so many Kangs literally that are going to be out there, and I'm fairly certain he is going to have a different variation, in a different cadence in his voice, a different pitch, something that's going to let you know, yeah, this is this one dude with 100 different roles in his head, and he's killing it already.
The Victor Timely,
every single Uncle
Victor Timely, just brilliantly played.
What'd you say, Phantom?
I'm gonna get every single Victor. Not Victor Timely. I'm Kang.
I would be upset if you didn't. Like if I don't see both you and Meeks with the whole line of Kangs.
Oh no, there's gonna be like 50 of them. Can you keep up? Oh, I also love how he's a total con man too. Like, how frustrating would that be?
That was I love that part. That was hilarious.
Just knowing all the answers, but not being able to use them or make things because the technology or your time hasn't caught up. Like that would be a frustrating situation.
Like the trousers he made for the mayor.
What struck me there? Also, it's not even that the technology hasn't caught up. What I really took from the Chicago World Fair, just how it was in our real world, it made me think that this was a variation of Earth. Like that this what was some other Earth in the multiverse, because there's this black inventor that everyone already knows, and he's giving this huge presentation. That's not something that happened at the Chicago World Fair.
Yeah, I mean, when they looked, it is a different timeline. It's not on the sacred timeline, so it is a branch timeline. But I don't know if
I would like to like do a deep dive if they ever found some story to do it of the politics and stuff going on in that era.
Hold up, it said it wasn't a part of the sacred timeline, like in the beginning.
No. The only sacred part was when they dropped that off. The rest of
so when they dropped it off, it created a branch.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Good eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's different. That's why I don't think Timely is going to be He Who Remains.
100% think it's.
I think
we don't know what timey-wimey they about to pull. Yeah, so it could end up there.
It makes sense now. Like they went to the sacred timeline to hand Victor Timely the book so they can create a new He Who Remains. Like, it seems like that was like the whole mission. Once he knew that he was going to die.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he did. Well, that's exactly why when He Who Remains stared at Sophie and said, "See you soon," right before he died. That's what he meant, because this is him coming
I
back.
don't think he meant specifically him. Yeah, but yeah, there's
But if it
there's
fails,
no way to get rid of him.
He's gonna keep
I mean,
trying again.
and if Victor Timely dies, then I'm sure there's already another backup plan to go hit up another Kang at some other point to try to get him to the end of time to be He Who Remains.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think
take the mantle, yes, but him being like that exact same person, that's where I'm disagreeing. Not that he's not going to go and take the mantle.
This is why, and I just remembered the second thing why I think it is He Who Remains, is when they went back, we thought he was going back to his lab to grab the prototype temporal loom thing to go back and save him.
There was something else he got.
Yeah, remember when he goes, he's like, "This is what I really came back for."
I think Dan looks like the chair.
Right?
Yeah. He did say that literally helps me create and manipulate time itself. I'm like, that's literally the chair. That's the chair.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I think that these are all the He Who Remains in different sections of his life, but it starts where it ends, with He Who Remains sending back the book to Victor Timely, who basically makes all this stuff. He has the invention for this chair that zips all back and forth through time. He ends up being He Who Remains at the end of it, winning it all. He knows he has to go back and send Sophie in for her line to hate him, so she'll come back and kill him, so then she can go back and they can get another book, and like, it's just a never-ending cycle. That's what I think it's gonna be.
My only real contention with that, and why I don't like that, and that very well may be where they go with how they're showing his origins here, is because he's so much more connected in a very different way in the comics. And then him starting in the past this far back, that's not where he actually starts. Like, we know Ramatut is even before this timeline, way back in ancient Egypt, but he traveled there from the future. He's originally supposed to be from the future. He's not supposed to be a child here to grow up in any time frame and be a young man at the Chicago World Fair. That's why the way they're playing it right now, I see where everything is skewed. So I get why your brain is on the way.
I don't know the comics. I just know the show.
I feel it. Yeah, I was hoping that they would keep his original origins, because they're just they're a little more cooler.
I mean, they still could do it,
but that's a fan gripe. Yeah, not them showing his childhood. If this is actually his childhood that they're showing here, I don't see how they could course correct it to what it is.
Like I said, I don't know the comics. I haven't read the comics. I don't know anything.
That's because you forgot. You made me tell you what the origin was, and you forgot. Loser.
I'm watching what this show is telling me, and this show is telling me that I think this is going to be He Who Remains. But who knows? We shall see. We shall see. I have been wrong before. Speaking of, like, why is this? Why all that tech at the TVA is so old school? Because it was made or influenced by a young Victor Timely who had yet to see future tech? Like, that was kind of like the
they do seem stuck in the 80s, like at the older. Apple and Microsoft like prototypes. The Mach 1s 60s. Just came out.
I mean, we're talking
like, look at how far we are in here. And actually, like that's what was funny. The freaking shock sticks. We've seen, I think, the origins of that, where it came from.
Right, exactly.
In his shop,
what I wanted to see
the little spear thing.
In this episode, freaking pie. There was like no pie anywhere to explain the whole pie.
You missing the key lime pie? All that graping y'all did last time.
There should have been at least one pie in this entire episode.
One pie was seen.
To explain the whole pie room.
Only the thing. That was the origin story of pie. Like when he was sitting there making those wax candles or whatever in the beginning when they first opened the book, there should have been some key lime pie on the table. Like, my man's like, there it is. He likes the key lime pie. That's where it all started. Oh, that would be sick. Oh, so but is that why? So it's because I mean they do have that 50s, 60s tech. I mean, it seems like that. Like maybe that's what that nod to was when he was kind of showing off to Renslayer, like, see my new chair? It's got like a refrigerator on it. And she's just like, yeah, neat. But maybe that's why things are like that at the
I thought it was
TVA.
gonna recline. He didn't even recline.
He's just stuck in the old school, and that's the way it is. So Victor Hornswoggle's a millionaire who thought he was going to get one over on him, and he was talking about sign over your patents and I'll produce them. Like, we'll be partners. Yeah, I'll bet.
That was like, what was that? Number 4 on my damn list. You gonna exchange a patent, and the thing that you think is worth that is you're gonna handle the production? Yeah. Bitch, bye. What?
Everything, yeah. It's like, get gone. You think I'm that dumb?
And I love that he looked at him like, I'm gonna go over here. Thank you for that offer, but no.
And what I really think we got out of this scene is that Victor does not do partners, which is definitely going to come back into play later big time in this episode. But I'm not sure what was up with this next scene other than making anyone who's ever been picked on like wishing they had magical powers, because that big oaf was like, he was so the big drunk bully at the club. Like, you stepped on my new kicks. We're going outside. Like, what was that scene? Like, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of wee ones out there that wish they did have some Loki like powers, just go poof and like put a bully in a cage. But I don't know. What was that scene all about, fandom? What was that even for?
Nah, just showcases. It was mainly just a joke about the magnificent Lofi's gonna be here all week, folks. Other than that,
that's what I got from it. Like that was just a whole little scenario Loki thought up for whatever reason.
That was just crazy, man. I don't know. That just seemed out of place. Like, why did they have that scene in there? That was just weird to me. But it's so great watching Victor being like stopped in the street by other men that he had swindled in the past. Like, he's all, you look taller than me, as he's starting to squat down lower.
And how prim and proper he kept trying to, when the mayor was coming to, sir, what are you talking about? Bro, why are you being more of a diva than Loki is right now, first of all?
That's why Loki likes.
And how many people have you conned and you're still walking around free? Like, you literally you conned the mayor.
It's Chicago, though. There's plenty of people. There are plenty of stuff like that.
Bruh. You can't be out here jobbing everybody and getting everybody's funds and not delivering on your bills, because dude noticed that shit was a fake real quick.
Oh, man, that was awesome. But, man, when he was talking about you look taller than me while you started squatting down.
I thought I was the only one that I thought I was seeing stuff looking at that. I was like, wait, is he
He was literally squatting down. That was one. I laughed the hardest at that. I think
hilarious.
But I don't know why, but I was liking the old timely feel and goofiness of this episode, like the music and the themes, and Victor being chased by all the different people he scammed, but easily like hiding and getting away, like kind of like they would do in the old black and white silent movies. It was quirky. Yeah. For me. I like it. P-15 contacts Mobius to tell him Casey got like a weird temp pad reading about 10 feet from where it was standing, and of course that was Sylvie beaming in, and she wants to stay true to her word and kill the King variant, but Loki won't let her. Like, they need him to save the TVA, which brings it back to, did He Who Remains plan all this with the blast doors just so he'd guarantee his variant an invitation back to the TVA? Is that what's going on here, AK?
Granted, he is like the most elaborate schemer of schemes. I don't know that he could have called that one. Actually, no.
Which is written.
No, he did. No, he did not call this, because remember, before he had that fight with Sylvie and he was stabbed, there came a point in time right at that moment where he didn't know what was going to happen next. So anything that's happening after that, and this technically is happening after that,
or is it technically happening before?
He would have had to have known that he was actually going to die at that point in time, and he did not.
I almost think he was lying about that. We know he's a con man and a liar. We cannot take anything he said for granted. Like, he is a liar and a con man.
That may be true. That may be true, but I don't know. I still have my doubts.
I think he knew exactly what was going to happen. I think this isn't the first time it's happened. I think it's happened many times before. And do you remember his castle was like all cracked but like fixed with gold?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why was it cracked like that? And why is it cracking now? Because this shit happens all the time and they just fix it and then it comes back. It's just a repeating cycle. Like in my mind, that's the way I see all that shit. Like why else do they put all these details? They don't just throw shit in for nothing. Like that's a weird thing to have. Like that's some old school Asian practice when something's broke and then fix it with gold like
Is
that.
it?
Yeah, that's an old school
Is
Asian
it?
thing that they do. Yeah, it makes it worth. Yeah, it makes it worth more fixed than it was as it was broken fixed than it was.
Yeah, because now it has that gold in it. Interesting.
But it's like, why would they be broken and then showing it was fixed? Like, and I think they just did it in the show to highlight, like, look, this has been cracked and fixed with gold before, but why was it cracked? And why is it cracking now? Is it just always cracking and always needing to be fixed? I think it's on a cycle. I think it all breaks and then it has to be fixed and comes back and
then it has to be fixed again.
yeah, built back up. Just one continuing loop. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. We shall see. Well, yeah, I think he did all this and basically has it all set up and put those blast doors and everything like that and had Miss Minutes do that just so his variant will get a guaranteed invitation back in and rerun it and be able to restart the cycle. Has Renslayer gotten more evil though? Like she was being flat out mean to Mobius. Like I noticed she was like on the there is no we kick just like Kang was, which is a very Kang like stance. Like I'm telling you, we're gonna find out that this woman in the end that Renslayer is indeed a Kang variant. Like that would be one of my favorite calls ever. Like rolling that out.
I'm looking forward to see if that plays out because in the comics, Renslayer is definitely her own person. But if they want to tweak it for the show, I could see how that would be kind of cool.
Oh, that would be sick.
I'm here for it.
Well, yeah, didn't I hear something about like in the comics, he always tries to get to her, but she either dies or leaves him, like something in cosmically.
Yeah, like he is head over heels in love with her, and she just is not feeling him like that at all. He's basically Pepe Le Pew of time, and she's the skunk that's trying to run away from him all the time. Where you see she packs up everything, gets on a plane, goes to the literal other side of the world. This time she going to the other side of time to try to get away from his ass, but then here he come, still stalking.
It sounds like a Doctor Strange and old girl thing to me. The same way Doctor Strange can't be with the woman he loves.
No, totally different. Totally different. Doctor Strange is not a stalker.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is not a stalker. They were actually in a committed relationship before the breakup. Like he told that other variant of her that how he felt. Yeah, but he isn't going to be going back and forth stalking her through time. No, totally different scenario.
But cosmically, time won't let them be together. Kind of like the same way Kang and this woman seems like they won't let them be together. But yeah, I mean the relationship itself sounds like it was totally different, and that sucks that Kang is a total stalker. Oh man, that's nuts.
I'm pretty sure he like locked her up a couple times in the comics because she kept running and telling him no. Yeah, Kang's a little asshole. I mean, he's played by Jonathan Majors, so he's looking real cool to us now, even though we know he's a villain. But not comic book Kang is a dick.
Oh, that's terrible. I think Sylvie had it spot on though. She saw that Renslayer weaponized Victor by giving him that TVA manual in the first place, and now Loki's about to march him right back into the very place that's going to enable him to become the next most dangerous man that ever lived. Like.
I mean, but you can't go stab on everything, though, Sylvie. Come on, that's not how we solve all these problems.
Hey, she said, "What are you going to do?" I'll kill them all. I'll kill every variant I see.
No, the hell she won't.
I think she might have been spot on.
It's far too many of them out there. That's not how you stop him.
And I think what he keeps saying, that man isn't me. That man isn't me.
But he's lying. He's a con man. He's saying whatever he has to.
I mean, yeah, he gonna say whatever he got to say to get that sword out of his throat. Yeah. So yeah,
it worked, and he got his little invitation back to the TVA. So I mean, I think everything's right on track.
And we gonna see.
All is how it was written. He says it's not written, but it is.
Yo, what if there's some like weird code in the handbook that he says to Data when he sees him, and Obi just starts going off on this weird ass random tangent for whatever reason. Data, I mean Obi. I'm sorry, I see his face. I think Data from the Goonies. Still, I'm saying, what if there's some random code? What if there's some random code word like the Winter Soldier? Like if he just walks up to OB and says this thing, then programming Jetson and OB starts doing some extracurricular shit that nobody knew he could do.
That'd be pretty sick.
Oh, I know he could be a Kang variant. I do like that theory.
OB,
that's what I'm saying. Unlock that theory. This is almost kind of the same thing like Doctor Who, which again is another damn show about a time traveler. There's a code word that you could say if the Doctor is put in some type of weird headspace where he has to like forget that he's a Time Lord, and that brings his memories right back and kicks him back into gear.
So you think Obi is a Kang variant?
Yep.
Isn't that the theory? Didn't you come up with that theory?
Who, me?
Did I hear that theory from somebody else?
No, I think Renslayer is a Kang variant.
Who the hell is it that told me they thought it could be OB? Was it Lady D? It might have been Lady D.
Yeah, no, I think Renslayer might be. I think Renslayer might end up being a Kang variant in the show. But we shall see. And that's what I was saying. The same way that Loki and Sylvie and they fell in love with each other, but can't really be together. That's going to be Renslayer and Kang. They're going to be the variants of each other, and just he's in love with her, but they can't be together. I think it's going to be the same type of thing. He's like, well, Sophie Loki. Yep. Like Victor said, the concepts work. He's just limited by technology. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, same shit that Howard Stark said to Tony.
Yeah, he's coming back.
When Tony came up with the elements that enabled him to pull that shit out of his chest.
Mm-hmm. How great was that Miss Minutes? Like, this is your moment. I was like, moment? And then she jumped out and basically takes the form of a Pac-Man ghost with legs. I was like, oh my God. I love how we can hear a guy in the crowd say, I have so many questions. Like,
like, we do too, sir. We do too.
That was amazing. I was like, me too, buddy. So do I.
We are all confussed.
That was awesome. And then Victor takes like the two back to his pied-à-terre and shows off his fridge chair, and he thinks he's like showing some next level innovations, like we're saying. And Renslayer is just like, yeah, neat. This
right. Like she is from the 21st century, bro. You ain't got shit here to impress her.
Yeah, she's got a temp pad in her pocket. Like, what? Stop it. Who wasn't all neat was like Miss Minutes. Like that little AI anomaly was getting all kinds of jelly. But then the robber baron comes pounding on the door, so once again it's time to bounce. But Victor refuses to go anywhere until he retrieves some of his prototypes from his lab across the lake. So any idea on what prototypes would be so important that he'd risk staying and losing his life over? And again, like they tried making it seem like it was that temp pad, or the temporal loom. But fandom, you're with me. You think it's that chair he ends up making? That's the main thing you want to go back for?
Yep.
I'm 100%. That's it. That's where I'm at. How about you, AK? What do you think about that?
I mean, like everybody likes a comfortable chair, and you got a comfortable chair that's versatile and the things that it could do. That's freaking perfect. Come on, and we all know what the hell happens with that chair in our timeline. Anyway, that shit is still being sold today.
Oh, that was sick. But again, the silliness of the campy music while Loki and Mobius ran around in circles looking for. I mean, that was amazing.
It's so fitting.
They're like hiding in a fake wall, like just all so goofy. That was amazing. I don't know. Usually I'd be like, this is ridiculous, but I loved it. It just fit and it worked for me.
It fits.
That music in the beginning, like I said, it got me in the right headspace. I was here for it. But they make their way onto the boat, and I can't believe it took till then for Victor to realize that it was Ravonna who left that TVA manual all those years ago. Like, you got to be quicker than that. You're this smart. Like, how did he not put two and two together yet, Phantom?
Don't know.
This dude. Did you think they were going to actually make the love connection when they were on the boat, Phantom?
Yeah, it seemed like that was what they were gearing towards.
Like, they just took a hard left turn out of that. I was kind of glad about it.
The moment she said partners, I was like, damn.
Yep. And you know how I knew it was going to go left was when they were first talking, when they first got on the boat and the camera panned over to Miss Minutes and she started looking like, oh, wait a minute, bitch. Hold on. Ooh, why you got your eyes on my man like that? What the fuck? Like she like just everything about her demeanor. And then, you know, he said the partner thing and she was like, oh, okay, I'm about to get this bitch. We're about to get her right the fuck out of here. I said, oh, okay, she's scheming. So that means shit is about to go left real soon.
She was not happy.
Commitment issues. I mean, you know what? Look, let's look at the timeline. Yeah, he would have commitment issues.
Oh, his face. Her face said it all. Miss Minutes was not about it. He seemed to be fairly smitten with her, but yeah, we saw soon he was just trying to hit it because as soon as he went from talking sweet and making paper flowers to pulling back with the scalp real quick. Like when she said she had high hopes for this partnership, woo-hoo, we already know he does not do partners.
Partnership, okay. Keep telling yourself that.
Like we already saw Miss Minutes scheming little ass in the background, smirking like, "Got him."
Right. That's right.
Oh,
like man, like this is she's a whole ass Reddit post just waiting to happen.
Oh, just to meme me up. Like, first off, how scary would that be to wake up in a gravity free fall like that and then just thump into the water? Like that had to hurt. That was crazy,
no, bro.
They just dropped.
And how did they move her onto the freaking life raft and she didn't wake up?
They must
like she had to been drugged or something because there's no way you gonna pick me up like that and I'm not before I even open my eyes somebody's getting hit in the face.
That just people like what is it, heavy or light sleepers, whatever. So
yeah, I mean maybe, but I think he gave her something to knock her out heavy to do that. He's like, oh, partners, oh no, we about to take care of this. And I'm sure Miss Minutes probably played.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them. You gotta be careful with them computers, man. Didn't they make a movie about that?
Yeah, exactly.
With what's her name? With Black Widow, actually. Did she voice the freaking AI?
Oh, her? Was it her?
Was it her? I think that's what it was called.
I can't remember, but yeah, that was crazy. But give Ramona her due. She is a soldier. She wasted no time grabbing those oars and getting to work. Oh my God. He's like,
I was like, bro, you're not gonna catch that boat. But I was like, you know what? No, she's not trying to catch them. She just know where they're going. So she going too.
She's like, I will chase this boat to the gates of hell. You ain't about to leave me like this. I was like, damn, bro, putting in work. Get it. Like he and Miss Minutes get back to his place, and
she was like, "Oh, bitch, you got me fucked up." That's basically what that rose said.
She was so heated. She got.
She was like, "Oh, okay. Wait till I catch up to you."
Man, so Victor's getting his stuff. He's like rapidly grabbing stuff and ready to bounce. But Miss Minutes has other plans. She's like, "Oh, we just got here. There's no rush. Like, hey, slow down." And I was like, "Oh no, she is not trying to baby cold. It's cold outside him." I was like, "Stop it." She goes back to the Technicolor, all nice and vivid and bright, asking if she had a picture of her in there. I was like, somebody's ready to get naughty. This woman is this AI.
Sir, hey, show us on the picture where the bad program touched you.
Oh my God.
That's what like Chris Hansen really could have just rolled out at any point in time because this bitch is over here scheming.
Oh, he was worked. He was looking like he didn't know what to say.
He looked at her like, as soon as she said she had one more word to say, and he looked down at the table and was like, you know what? Nope. Bye. And she saw it coming too. She tried to get to it. Was like, click.
He was shook. Like Victor put up an invention and said, this is it, the culmination of all my work, like I said. So you think that's the same thing? You're with us, AK, that prototype that he put up wasn't the temporal loom? It was that flying egg chair, basically?
Yes.
Remember that? Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And then Miss Minutes said that he had created her long before the TVA or the Universal War. So any idea, like, when in the timeline, like, she was actually first thought up and created?
I think this kind of brings in the actual true origins again. And if they're going to loop back to that, when she says she's been around for as long as she has, I think she was actually created in the future where the actual Kang is supposed to come from. I think that she's been in existence for that long and she has gone through these loops with him many, many times. Like she said, eons, I think is what she said, that they've been going through this back and forth, and he would never give her a body. I think he's smart. He's smart enough to know, and he's seen your mannerisms, and you thought he wasn't clocking you, but he was fucking clocking you, bitch. That if he gave you a body, you would be one of the most dangerous beings ever to be created. Probably even more dangerous than the bad hymns that are out there. So, no, ma'am. No. Clearly, you've gone crazy, even crazier than he thought in, I don't know if we can call this captivity or whatever, in whatever we call her lifetime. I just I don't like where her headspace is at. I didn't expect that twist and turn, so kudos to them for surprising me on that one.
Oh,
That
man.
or he met a Kang variant that said don't do it because she ends up being a crazy ex bitch. So don't do it.
That too.
I
That
love
could
that.
that could equally be it too, because there are spots in time where the Kangs have left like I don't want to say notes exactly, but signs for each other to remember different big points that they need to keep that. And yeah, all those times, all those Kangs, nobody gave her a body. I think there's a reason why.
Oh, that's amazing.
Made Mr. Minutes. Why do you think he would have turned out any different?
No, made Miss Minutes a Mr. Minute, so she'd have somebody.
Not
giving the body.
Because
Then they team up against.
because then they'd be two of them and they would be scheming even more.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give her no little soldiers.
No, Miss Minutes has gone completely mental. She had it bad for this timely
Completely
fellow.
off the rails.
It looks like He Who Remains had the foresight not to give this little psychopath cartoon an actual body, but she was not having it. She wants to be a real boy. I was like, catch her.
I want to be a real girl.
Oh, right.
If you gave me a body, you could craft it just special. Just
wants it.
Like, making my skin crawl.
Right? She just got him to get rid of Ravonna for wanting to like lead together. Now she's like regurgitating.
Right now, she's trying to be with the partnership. Come on, bro.
Is she not as smart as we thought she was, fandom? Like, what is up?
Maybe.
Like we just heard, like she just saw Ravonna get the boot for talking like this, and she's gonna be up here saying the same thing. Give me a body.
Just shooting a shot. See what happens.
Shit, that's more than shooting your shot, bro. Did you hear how the freaking music skewed when she tried to taper her face onto that damn mannequin? Ugh. No.
That's fantastic.
Nah, bruh. Nah. That shit was not lit.
No, like how creepy was that when she said, I could have been your girl, then put her face on that mannequin?
Yeah, like, well, no, don't nobody want no girl that look like that.
That was so creepy. Oh, when Victor went for that machine to turn off Miss Minutes, was running at him like she was going to physically do something to him. I don't know. What's up, Phantom? You think she can actually harm somebody in the real world?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Because in the season 1, we saw Loki trying to swipe her, and she had to like jump back into the computer screen to get away. I was like, can she actually like do something physical to somebody else?
Wasn't she knocking shit down when she was playing the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Was she though? I saw that there was like a line in front of her, and I don't remember it like breaking. So did she actually? That's what I'm like. Can she physically alter anything in the real world? Or is she just a vision?
No, I think she can.
Interesting. Yeah, that's. I mean, I was wondering. I was like, oh.
I mean, we're gonna find out though.
That much for me. So Ravonna shows back up just as he turned Miss Minutes off, and he tried to apologize for picking the wrong side, but she is not about it anymore. She says, I am here for you because of He Who Remains, not you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling the shots. But is she? Right then, Loki and Mobius came bursting through the door, and maybe not. But in her eyes, like, it's all her that's been running the TVA for eons. Like, and as soon as she left, everything fell to shit, and she's not wrong. So
she's not wrong.
Then she gives out a drawn-out speech about like how much she sacrificed and only she knows what it takes to rule. Sounding again very King variant-ish to me. But I love how she was like just in the middle about bragging how she is order when Sylvie walks in and literally blows that theory to hell. No, you ain't order shit. Like I'm up in here. Oh, she walked up to Victor with that sword in hand, and he started showing like what a brilliant con man he was real quick because he was so quick. Like, But shockingly, it worked, and she says like, "Get him out of here." But like I said, I'm with her. I think it's a terrible idea marching him right back into his own central headquarters.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I will agree with you on that.
I mean, is that the right thing to do, Phantom?
To have Victor time to go into the TVA.
Yeah, to bring him back, period. To ever bring a freaking King variant back into the TVA.
I'm on the fence. Because for some reason, like I have faith that nothing is wrong with this Victor Timely guy. Another part of me is like this all could just be a ruse.
Oh, he's a con man. I'm not buying nothing. Nothing coming out of that man's mouth am I buying.
Nope.
But yeah, Sylvie's not at all. She's not at a total loss. She still gets to deal with Renslayer, which she does do by kicking her through the time door back to the end of time. And that was crazy seeing a decaying Hugh who remains still there, just sitting in the chair. But the whole place is in shambles, falling in on itself.
I mean, it kind of looked like that when Sylvie left, though. So now it's just even more so shit is screwed up because the gatekeeper ain't there keeping the gate no more.
Yeah, it's going nuts. And so then Ravonna turns up when turns her temp pad on, only to have Miss Minutes jumping out saying, "I love you." Oh darn! Like she thought it was still gonna be Victor sitting there when she came back out. So the two sit there staring at the rotting corpse while Miss Minutes says how dumb it was of Victor to make an enemy out of somebody that knows all his secrets. Yeah, and then she tells
again a woman scorned,
right? And then she tells Renslayer that she knows a whopper about her, but it's gonna make her really angry. Oh, what is this whopper gonna be? What is this that's going to make her so mad, AK?
I think it's going to be what I was saying was happening with them in the comics. I think that she's going to spill the beans that, yeah, he just been stalking you this whole time, girl. Like, I tried to tell him to leave you alone, let you live your lives on the timeline, but he would just not let it go. I'm sorry I couldn't stop him. I couldn't help you out, but I'm here now. So let's go get him. Let's tag team. That's what I think could be coming. It's like, yeah, you did have a life. You had several great lives without him. And now I'm about to show you those.
How about you, Phantom? What do you think? What's the lie going to be?
Yeah, pretty much that. Because we got in like the first episode that when he was going to tape recorder, like he was talking about like they had a partnership. Even though again, at the time he was like, I'm not with partners, but at least it seemed with this one he was.
Yeah. I think she's
gonna something happened and then dumped her into like lower rank to the TVA.
Yeah, I think that's basically the lie is going to be, or whatever it's going to be, is going to be that he used her over and over again to help get what he wanted to run it and keep things going, and then he just kept wiping her mind. But she's supposed to be running this thing, or at least be partners, and he just kept having her mind wiped. And when she finds out, she's going to be lit. She's going to be like, wait a minute, I'm already supposed to be running this thing, but he just kept wiping my mind. She's going to be heated, I think. And basically find out that she was just left there to waste away at the TVA while he was out there gallivanting throughout galaxies and multiverses.
Gallivanting through galaxies.
Exactly. She's going to be hot. But I kind of feel like there's going to be some monster that's going to show up at the TVA. Like in the end credits, like something about all the little cryptic memo notes and like the packed feet. There's just a few things that like it sounds like a monster with like webbed feet or something. And then they show like these big metal doors with like these huge scratches on it. And then we also saw earlier like X5 was holding his arms like this, and he has like scratches across his arms, but it's also across his chest. So I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like is there going to be like some crazy time monster that's going to be waltzing through the halls that's going to mess people up or something like that? I don't know. That'd be crazy, but
maybe.
I don't know. Did you notice
can anything really be too crazy where the TVA and Loki are involved?
No. But yeah, it's just like, why are they showing these big, huge steel blast doors with like scratches across it? And then that just made me instantly remember that old boy had scratches across his chest. Like, okay, what is causing this? What's going on with that?
Exactly.
Speaking of monsters, is there any way that Miss Minutes tries to take over Ravonna's body at some point, Phantom? Tries to body snatcher?
I wouldn't mind that.
That'd be crazy. Just finds a way to combo, takes over her mind or whatever. That'd be insane. That'd be a sick twist. I also get the feeling that the temporal loom is never going to get fixed. Like, I think it's definitely going to implode, but all of time is not just going to melt into nothingness. More likely, it's going to be like what lets the other Kang variants know where he is, and then that's going to be the start of the Kang Wars. I don't know. I think that's kind of where the end of this is going to end up. But I also think that the way Ravonna was yelling at Mobius, how he didn't have what it takes to be ruler, like he wasn't ruthless enough. I think, like I said earlier, I think that was a call to Loki taking the mantle in the end, and basically he will finally find out the true meaning, what he was meant for his glorious purpose.
His glorious purpose.
Really? Oh man, but that was episode 3. All in all, what do we think of this one, AK?
I'm here for it. I mean, it had even more shits and shenanigans going down, and I'm always here for the shenanigans. So yeah, I'm with it.
Oh, how about you, fandom? Where you at with this one?
I loved it.
Time existed before the TVA. Yeah, time exists exactly. Time existed before the TVA. I'm sure it's going to exist afterwards. The only thing the TVA does is basically hone it down to what Kang wants.
They cap on it exactly.
Who cares what Kang wants? Like, let life be life. So yeah, I just think this is his way. And then basically if the loom goes out of control, he loses power. And I think maybe that's what happened at the end when he says like time's not written anymore. Maybe that's why, because the time loom does blow up. And now he's not in control anymore. And that's what makes him stop being in control. So that's what he's trying to do, is get back in control. Oh, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see where they take it. But, as usual, we got just a couple trivia questions. So we're going to see what anybody remembers about this episode. If you're watching, put it in the chat box. If you know these answers and you're watching later, put it in the comment section down below. This episode opened in Chicago. What year was it?
1893.
1868.
Or
1890. Hey, there we go.
68. That's right. I was thinking the freaking fair.
Bringing it back. Absolutely correct. And what is it they need from He Who Remains to open the TVA blast doors?
It's in a temporal aura.
His time signature or like his aura or something like that.
Yep, Phantom nailed it. His temporal aura, 100%. And then here we go back again. What year was the Chicago fire?
1893?
The fire was 1860 something, wasn't it?
Incorrect.
1890?
That is also incorrect. Oh, boom. I knew this was a deep dive.
I really thought it was 18. I really thought it wasn't 18. What, like 62, 63?
Incorrect. Oh, we're going back to.
I'm thinking 1860 something, but I'm misremembering it then.
I will say that is incorrect. Oh, my man Jake bringing it home though. Kaboom! He brings one back for us. 1871.
That was close.
Okay.
Yes, you were. You were very close. What year's Chicago World's Fair did they visit?
The first
1893.
One, which
there
was
it is.
Yeah.
It's like that's the 1893 we're looking for. And how much were the tickets to Victor Timely's show?
25 cents.
Wow, I thought that was going to be a deep dive.
Super cheap.
I saw that coming.
I had to take a photo of that freaking flyer. I'm like, I knew this was going to say something about it.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good. That is so good.
You ain't going to be tricking us all the time, DJ.
That was a deep dive, too. Yeah, you need to get up close because that was the fine print. Nicely done. Oh, that's awesome.
I even got the day of the Daily Chicago Press.
Wow, my man was here for it. All right, well, how long was the show?
An hour and a half. Incorrect.
Yep.
It was. It was at an hour and a half. What are you talking about? Hour and a half total. Yeah. It said it said entrance 25 cents and it says 1.5 hours total.
It said 1/2 hour total.
Oh my gosh, DJ.
Oh, semantics. Come on, man.
You know there's a difference between an hour and a half and a half hour? Tell me something.
I'm merely saying what the flyer
in that context, they're literally written the exact same way.
Oh, no, it'd be 1.5 hours.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
It's not 1.5 hours. It was 1/2 hour. Oh, but I see where the confusion is. I was like, wait a minute, did I write it wrong? And then I had to think back. I was like, oh shit, that's why. All right, we're there. Oh, we'll give it up. Half points for everybody. What singer did the German military band back there that night?
That one I don't.
It was. What was it?
He said, I got a picture of it. Wait 1 second. That's awesome.
Damn, these prints are ridiculous. These font sizes.
Yeah, the font sizes are super stupid in them damn prints.
Oh, he got that. I'll tell you if you got it. It's the biggest name on there. Maybe the second.
Is this for Danley Lane or something?
No. Or wait, what did you say?
This is for Dan. What is it? Ferdinand.
There you go. Yeah, you're reading it.
Ferdinand.
It is hard to read. It's Ferdinand Yang. Yeah. You're there, though. You're there. That's it. Ferdinand Yang. That's hilarious. Yeah, that was hard to read. They had that old school script on there. Victor said he didn't live in that spot. It was just his what?
He said what?
I forgot what he called it.
It was a
But
crazy.
but its main place is somewhere in Wisconsin.
It was his French. He had a French name for it. Yeah, Victor said he didn't live in that spot. It was just his what?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, shit.
Jake probably knows.
Hey, what's up, Maximus? Good to see you out there. Good
Probably.
to see you. Yep, Jake's pretty
Greetings there, Draco.
Idiot there. Absolutely correct, Jake. Well done, you. And last but not least, you already just said it, so bring it home, fandom. Where was Victor's lab?
Yeah, in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Bada bing. Absolutely.
It's way cheaper.
Taxes.
Yep. Plus taxes. Tax evasion.
Absolutely.
He is a con artist, so it's to be expected.
That's right. I'm not going to pay the smallest that I can pay. Oh, that's amazing. But that's going to do it for this episode. Oh, man, Loki's got me hook, line, and sinker. I can't wait. They've got to bring this one home because they have got me, locked. I'm like, where are they going to go? And even if we called it right out of the gate, this will be one of those I'll be super happy we called everything on because, it's just intelligently written and got me here. I'm here for it.
They're getting us there in interesting ways.
Oh, man. How are you liking it compared to season 1, AK?
I think they are living up to the hype. I'm not going to say I like it better just yet, but I think I'm nearly there. They're giving us a lot in these few episodes. They're not having to do as much of the building blocks that they had to do for season 1. So we're hitting the ground running. And we're still going coasting. I'm here for it.
You said you didn't even get the name of the boat. Thought for sure. Oh, the sick there. That'd have been a sick deep dive too. Nice one. Oh man, what's up, Jake? What did you like season 1 or season 2 better? And how about you, fandom? Where are you at with it? Because I think
so far it's the same to me.
You think they're about the same?
Mm-hmm.
That could be there. Like I said, you'll see where they go, especially if there's 6 episodes and we're halfway through it. But right now, we are 3 for 3, and I'm here for it. Where are they going to go? What are we doing next? I can't wait to see it. So, oh man, that's Loki. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back next Tuesday talking about the next episode, and we will be back on Thursday talking about Gen V. So, hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until we see you on Thursday. Be easy, everybody.
Peace.